I turned 4, I asked my parents for a bike, and I got a little sister. Then, when I was 5 and a half, I asked for a puppy, but I got 2 twin brothers. And this year, I'm going to ask for another little sister, and maybe I'll get that bike.
First National Bank, believing in the community, preparing for the future.
Hello and welcome to Press Pass, episode 15. I'm George Anderson, and joining me today is Lisa Johnson, Administrator of Heritage Nursing Center. How are we doing?
Doing good.
Well, I brought you on today. I wanted to ask you a little bit about your Homeward Bound Rehab for Home, and see if you could tell us a little bit about what all goes on out there.
Sure. Well, we have been open, our Rehab to Home unit has been open since August of last year. We had our open house, and we started off with 10 private rooms, and it was so successful that in January we added 4 more. Okay. So we are currently a 14-bed Rehab to Home unit at Heritage Nursing Center, and we've been very busy. So far this year, as of January, I didn't go back further than that, but as of January 1, we have discharged 33 people back to home.
Okay.
So we're very proud of that.
And you should be.
Yes, yes.
And so if someone comes in there and they want to get rehab, what all kind of services do you offer doing?
We provide occupational therapy, speech therapy, and physical therapy. Okay. And those are provided by a contract company that we use. We have all the other staff is our staff, the nursing and housekeeping and dietary that we have. And we have our nursing staff is 12 hours a day. So we only have 2 shifts, and that works out really well. There's fewer people over there taking care of our patients, the 14, and so they like it. It's a little bit more intimate and a lot less people for them to get to know.
Right.
But typically the patients that come over there, they've had to have had a hospital stay. A qualifying Medicare hospital stay is what is required, and that's going to be 3 nights at minimal. They have to be in the hospital 3 nights, and then they can come in and utilize their Medicare benefits, and they can stay up to 100 days is what Medicare will allow. So.
You were saying something we talked before about outpatient services?
Yes. We are actually the only place in Kennett that you can receive outpatient services for speech therapy, occupational therapy, and physical therapy. And so we provide that to the community. We do younger people. We've had high school, middle school kids that have had to have some therapy, and we do outpatient therapy for anybody that needs it. All they need is a doctor's order. What we also do is we provide a service it's a great service that we can provide to our Rehab to Home people that are discharged to home, because that way we can follow them after they leave us, and they come back 2 or 3 days a week for outpatient services, so that we know that they're continuing to do their therapy, and that we know that they're doing what they need to do, and we can see how they're doing when they're at home. Okay. So.
And you said before they get discharged, you have people go out to their houses?
Yes. When we admit anybody to Homeward Bound, when they're planning on going home, we do therapy does a home evaluation, and they'll actually go to their house. The therapists go with the patient to the house, and hopefully family gets to come along too. And they will evaluate the home to make sure that it's safe, and make any recommendations on what needs to be done or changed or provided prior to them going home, so that they can make a safe transition from the rehab to their home and be able to maintain staying at home and not have to go anywhere else.
All right. So you said you added 4 rooms in January. More talk of that coming up? Or?
Well, we've thought about it, but nothing for sure right now. So we've done very well, and we're very proud of it. And we're busy all the time over there. there's somebody always discharging, and then there's always somebody coming in, so there's always something going on over on Rehab to Home. And what's nice is there's a separate entrance for over there, so visitors and anybody that's going to Homeward Bound can just walk in over there, and you're on the Homeward Bound side. And it's separate. We're separated by a door to the long-term care side. We provide meals over there. There's a kitchenette, and we have a laundry room over there. So the patients over there with therapy utilize the kitchenette to help them to be able to do skills that they need to be working on before they go home. There's, like I said, a stackable washer and dryer and a folding table, so that if they need to go home and be working on their laundry, if they're going to be doing stuff for themselves, they have to learn how to do that, sometimes all over again, or they just have to build up the strength that they can do it by themselves or with little help.
Okay.
So,
what if something happened and someone needed longer than 100 days? In that event, what would you say?
in that event, typically, after 100 days, you're probably going to know whether you're going to be able to go home. Well, and also what we do is sometimes people realize that maybe they can't go home. Maybe the services are not going to be enough at home, so they may need to go to assisted living, and so we can help arrange for that transfer. That get them to the point that they can live at a highest function as they can. So they may go to assisted living, or their home may have been assisted living, and they come to us and they need rehab, and then they go back to assisted living. Or their home may have been with their daughter, and so that's the goal, is for them to go back to live with that daughter. But again, that daughter may be working, and so they're going to have to be able to maintain themselves at home by themselves during the day. And sometimes, and we've had a couple instances where they're just not able to go anywhere else, and then what happens is we typically would transfer them over, transition them over to the long-term care side. And they can still get therapy over there. We provide therapy for all of our people at Heritage.
And that's all ran and organized and everything by AmeriCare USA, is that right?
That's right.
And so they have the skilled nursing, now the Homeward Bound, and there's also cottages, which is
independent living.
Right. And what's the other one?
Assisted living.
Assisted living.
Which is St. Francis Park.
Okay.
And we're all right there together on the same campus.
Do you oversee all that? Or?
I do not. I'm only over Heritage Nursing Center and the Rehab to Home unit.
Okay. So I guess the assisted living and the cottages
is St. Francis Park. They're managed together by Tony.
So you kind of split right down the driveway.
That's correct. Yeah, that's correct.
Okay. Okay. Makes sense.
And our home office is we're located out of Sikeston, Missouri. AmeriCare is who owns us. So we're very local. The owners are just an hour and a half away, so hour away.
And you said that this isn't the only rehab for home in Missouri. There's another one.
No, we have two currently in Missouri that AmeriCare has started, and we're working on about two more, and then we're looking into our properties in Kansas they're thinking about doing some rehab to home.
Are you helping them setting any of that up? Or?
We've been to a few meetings. We have lots of questions, and it's a process. It's a lot different. I've been in long-term care now for about 21 years, and the rehab to home is very exciting. It's nice to be able to see people to meet their goals, and for them to go back to their homes and to be able to function as highly as they did prior to them coming to us. So, and the physicians, our medical director for Homeward Bound is Dr. Steve Pooh, and he comes once a week, and he visits with the patients on Homeward Bound, and he coordinates with the therapist and with the nursing so that we can hopefully make that safe transition for them back home. They don't need to go too early, because we don't want them to end up back in the hospital or coming back to us. We want them to be able to stay home. So we communicate weekly with their referring physicians so that their doctor knows how they're doing, and then we let them know even before they would normally know that they're home. a lot of times in between, the doctor really loses track of where they are and what's going on and how they're doing. And so with those weekly updates that we provide, then they know what's going on, and they do appreciate that. So it makes a big difference.
So if you have one of the patients out there who's like, I think I can do this on my own, like Dr. Pooh would kind of oversee that, be like, maybe not right now, maybe a couple of weeks.
We try to encourage people to stay as long as they need to stay, because I think people a lot of times don't realize when you're by yourself and you're at home, you do it all. You're required to do it all. And there's a lot of people that are, when you're rehabbed at home, there's a lot of people helping you to succeed, but there's a transition period that you have to have a lot of help sometimes, and you can get to where you're independent and go home. So it's never good to rush that situation.
Right. Okay. Well, is there anything else you'd like to say about the rehab at home, or even the long term or anything like that?
No, I'd invite people to come out and visit with us, and if you want to come and take a tour, we'd be glad to show you around. And if you know of anybody that needs our services, you can give me a call, Lisa Johnson, at 888-1044, and my outreach coordinator is Dolores Johnson, and she would also be someone that you could contact for more information at 888-1044 at Heritage Nursing Center. And we invite you to come out and see us.
All right. And as always, if you want to get in touch with us here at the Democrat, you can stop by 203 First Street, give us a call at 888-4505, or shoot me an email at ganderson@dddnews.com. And again, Lisa, I appreciate you stopping by. We had a little difficulty a while ago. Apologize for that.
That's no problem.
And we wish you the best of luck.
Thank you, George.
We'll see you. And we'll see you guys next week.